Hi everybody and welcome to the channel. I thought it would be fun to share my thoughts on the show, the first season since it came out already and it's only 2 more days till season 2 comes out. Let me know what you guys think. If you want me to talk about more questions that everybody has, share fan theories, maybe share some fan art if that's out there. Let me know what you manifestors want and I'll try and give it to you. Now let's get into it. So let's start by talking about the big cliffhanger we were all left on. I'm pretty sure this cliffhanger raised more questions than who's the father of Grace's child. Mainly because from what I've seen, a lot of fans do not respond very positive to Grace. So who got shot? The first thought, and it's a very cliche thing, is that Michaela got shot. The woman they are fighting over gets hurt because of their fight. That would be really cliche. In my opinion, I don't think so, because in the trailer we don't see Michaela hurt. We have no idea in which episode the clip from the trailer was, so that could be from the end of season 2 or the beginning of season 2. On the other hand, Jared could have been shot because we don't see him in any clip yet. And also it could have been Zeke that got shot because Zeke, we see him in the hospital gown and they give him a shot of something, and that makes him sort of lose maybe his connection with Michaela, because we see her in a plane reaching out to him mentally in the calling. But it also could have been because Zeke was the one who pulled the trigger, so he got arrested and they're actually oh wait, you've been gone for a year, where have you been? So it could go anyway, and I'm really excited to see what the show is going to do with this. Another pretty central part of the show, especially in the last couple of episodes, is Michaela's love triangle. I know a lot of people are rooting for Jakayla, as their ship name is often used, or I haven't actually seen the ship name for Zeke and Michaela yet, so drop some suggestions in the comments down below. But a lot of people love how dedicated Jared is towards Michaela, and a lot of people say how controlling Jared is. And in my opinion, I'm not really into the whole love triangle thing. I think Michaela is a strong, independent woman who can take care of herself. But the first kind of interaction you see with them outside of Ben's house is it because of me? And she's excuse me, not everything is about you. And throughout the first season you see Jared kind of inserting himself in Michaela's life, hey, you need to tell me, I need to know, I need to help you. And he doesn't actually. He has a wife. I get that you love her, but at the same time, especially towards the end when he says we're meant to be together, how do you know? Why does he feel that strongly connected to her? On the other hand, we have Zeke. And Zeke goes through the same thing as Michaela. He gets the callings, he came back for an unknown reason by an unknown force. Especially back upstate, where Michaela kind of helped him deal with his guilt and grief towards his sister, who, according to both of them, he killed, it's his fault. And that makes him kind of emotionally connected to Michaela as well. And Michaela, I don't think Michaela knows exactly how to feel towards either of them, because she says Zeke is my friend, but she does feel like she can trust Zeke, and it's somehow meant to be that they found each other. And with Jared, of course, she still loves Jared. She was going to say yes to his proposal. So this could go either way. On one hand, if Michaela does go for Zeke, Zeke may have even less time than Michaela if the death date is true. Because Zeke was only gone for a year, and Michaela was gone for 5.5 years. So if she would end up together with Zeke, she would only have a year with him left. And if she ends up with Jared, she would only have 5.5 years left before Jared has to go over the grieving process all over again. Okay, now let's talk about the callings, which is, let's be honest, it's kind of the center of the show besides the Stone family. Now, the first question that came up in me was why do certain passengers get certain callings? We know about the group of 20 people that showed up to the hangar when the plane exploded, but we also know that not all callings will, just like how Michaela and Savi both got the calling to help Thomas, but Ben didn't. But Ben and Michaela also shared a calling to set them free, and they all somehow got the calling to show up to that hangar. So there is a connection there somewhere. And one of the callings that really got me interested was the one that Ben got with the violin team that eventually led him to help Brad and his son. Because in my opinion, okay, so because Ben got the calling, he found out about Danny and Grace's relationship. And on the other hand, if Michaela would have got the calling, she could have helped Brad much faster, seeing as she's a cop. So why didn't Michaela also get the calling? I wonder if we're going to know how strong everyone experiences the callings, because we know that Cal is really sensitive to them. It could be because Cal was awake when the plane was engulfed in light, and he claims it's all connected. But at the same time, Michaela also gets a lot of callings. Let's be real, she receives a lot of them. And even with the one about Zeke, she feels his calling, which is kind of strange, right? At the same time, sometimes Michaela also senses things before they kind of happen. Cal just kind of feels them and then draws them, and Michaela really experiences them, the heartbeat and the visuals and being sort of transported. So I really wonder how strongly Michaela is connected to all of it. Another question that also played up was did the seating on the plane have any influence on their callings? And if that were true, Ben would have gotten a lot stronger callings as well. So I'm really excited as to see how big of a part the plane really is going to play in season 2. So in the final couple of episodes, they finally put a face to the Major, yet we don't know a lot about her yet. So we do know, however, that she's been involved in this whole agency for about 22 years or longer. And that raises the question, is MA828 really the first of its kind, and has the rest all been swept under the rug by the government agency that she belongs to? Because she's been at it for 22 years and that plane was only gone for 5.5 years. How many more times has this happened? Zeke in the cave, or Griffin in the van. The small instances that no one really noticed, but maybe 828 was the first big event where that happened, seeing as they disappeared for a very long period of time, and it was 191 passengers, right? That's a big group of people. You notice that. So who is the Major? What does this organization actually track? Do they actually know about the callings? We don't know. Hopefully we get some more answers in season 2. Lastly, we're going to talk about the other passengers. There were 191 passengers on that plane, and the main focus for a lot of people was laid on that 20 that showed up at the hangar. But like I've mentioned before, not every passenger receives the same calling or the same sort of calling at the same time. So even though we've been focused on those 20, it could be that the other 171 are receiving some weird callings or experiences as well. Maybe they didn't get the calling for the plane explosion but have received other ones. So how many more are we going to see of those people? that was it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you like the idea of me doing this. Let me know what you guys want to see in the next episode. If you want a next episode, let me know. If you guys want weekly updates, if you want me to go episode by episode, if you want to see more of my questions about season 1, it's all up to you guys.